Well, thank you, everybody. Glad to be back here. It seems like a yearly event here. I'm always happy to come join you guys and give you updates on what's going on with iOS. I'm kind of a short keynote presentation, and then I'll do a lot of demos and to try to go through. There's just so much in iOS 26. Like I was kind of tearing my hair out, whatever hair I have left here, to try to come up with just some good stuff for you guys this tonight. So I'll do my best here to give you what you're looking for. So let me share my screen, and I will bring up my keynote real quick here. Okay, so again, I'm gonna just go a little bit of an overview of what I am planning to talk about tonight. So the agenda, I'm gonna just talk about compatibility a little bit. We'll do some demos and tips, and we'll just do a wrap up and just make it very simple. And hopefully, I'll have some fun along the way to find out what's up with iOS 26. But I know the biggest question a lot of people have is the compatibility. And really the compatibility list, here is the list that's going to be compatible with iOS 26. The easiest way to sum this up is any iPhone that's newer than the iPhone SE second generation or later is going to be the very bottom end of it. So basically the iPhone 11 and SE second gen. Anything before that, the ones that just dropped off this time around is the 10s, the 10s, the 10s Max, and the 10R are no longer going to be supported. So you got all the way up to, of course, the iPhone 17, which I currently have. I have the 17 Pro Max. I bought it in the orange color, which I'm really liking. And I will note for compatibility with Apple Intelligence, of little we have so far in Apple Intelligence, it's only supported by the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and then the 16 and the 17, all models are supported by Apple Intelligence. And I found this grid a little, I came across this grid through Macworld, and I wanted to kind of just share this one a little bit here. I think this is kind of interesting to take a look at. This is every iPhone and what OS it supported from the iPhone's inception in 2007. And you notice along the way, the first 3 or 4 models, you only had the first 3 or 4 generations of iOS that was supported. As time progressed, as you see here, actually going all the way up to the iPhone 5 and 5C, it started to grow a little bit. And then going all the way down 5S and 6. And then you notice about 6 to 7 versions of iOS was supported on every single model after that. As I mentioned, the 10S and the 10S Max, the 10R, that's the end of the road now. Your iOS 18, and that's the end. And then going all the way down here. So interesting to see that it looks, we should be happy that Apple does support their OSs for, at the very least, 7 versions out before they finally decide it's not going to work anymore. Really, it's because of performance. The chip is going to be tough for it to work. So, though I don't know, a lot of you out there probably have some of the older iPhones. So I would probably say at this point, if you have an iPhone 11, I would look to think about potentially upgrading. The 12 is okay still, and the 13 is still okay. Those are all on Lightning, and all the phones since the 15 now have USB-C. So give that some consideration when you come in and do and when you are looking to upgrade to your iPhone. So that's basically what I have as far as the presentation goes. I'm going to go through some of the demos here tonight and talk a little bit about liquid glass. I know a lot of people have been interested in knowing about that, the visual intelligence, and touch on that, and some of the different things that are available on the in the messages as well. So let me start with liquid glass. So liquid glass, of course, is the new transparent. As you can see down here, I'm assuming you can see my mouse here, down below here at the bottom. You see how it's got the kind of the outlining view. I find it to be kind of cool, but it also has some challenges where it comes to where you can get into changing some of the things that are in the applications. So in order to get to it, you can actually tap anywhere here on the bottom open area here. And if you tap and hold, it's going to get the course the icons to wiggle. But at the very top left here, you got the edit button. You tap the edit button, and of course, if I tap away from it, you're not going to see it. I did it twice. Let's try it again. There we go. And if you notice here now, the menus have been dropping down and kind of in a liquid glass format. So they come down. I'll do that again so you can kind of see it. So how they just drop into play now. So that's kind of the new thing that you have here. So in the actual display of the pages, you actually can go in and edit some of the things as well as add a widget, customize, edit wallpaper, and edit the pages. So it's a much easier way to get to the pages if you like to have a lot of pages instead of using the app library. Um, it uh, it is very easy to get to. For what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to go into customize. Now, this is was probably one of the biggest requests that a lot of people, not necessarily us, but many that want to customize the way the icons look. So right here down at the bottom, if you see this little box here to the right of customize, you can tap here and it'll make the icons larger for you if you want them to be larger, or you can go back to small. You also can go down here and you can edit some of the defaults, the way that they look as far as icons. See how it's got a default. It's a bright. You can go in dark mode, which I had it in dark mode originally. You can do the clear mode, so maybe some people don't like color at all. You could do that too, or you also can make it tinted. And then of course you can really get into really some major customizations if you wanted to adjust colors and see it to different colors that you like. If it's just a single color, not everybody likes this. No, I'm kind of happy with the default. I don't know about you, but I think I like the way the default looks when it comes to it. Uh, the other thing too I really like is the home page. Really can get customized with the home page here. I'm really digging this way of being able to customize the clock, and all you have to do is tap this, and you can go into customize down here, and you can actually resize this clock if you tap it, and you can change the glass or you can change it to solid. So you've got a lot more customizations that are here. And if you you notice that how you have the bar right here on the bottom right, you can go bring it back to the normal size or bring it like this. I kind of like it. It's kind of fun. And then you also can go in here and turn the depth on or off. If you don't like the depth, you can just switch it back to regular. So really I'm digging a lot of great customizations in here. On this page, you also can add the widgets if you want to have different kinds of widgets that on the home page. That's something that you may like. Um, I like having just the calendar at the very top here, and then having the clock, and you can add other widgets in here too. Like let's say you want to have the calendar here. Uh, Maybe you're looking at your calendar, what your events are coming up with. You can do this and add it right up here, and it puts it up here with the widgets. So if you look now, so there's your calendar, and it brings up, it'll bring that up once I swipe up, and the page is there. And you know what? It may not like that because of the size of the clock. So, or maybe it didn't add. Here we go. Um, so we got it. We got that. Let's see if it held. And it might be see how it's hard for the transparency too. So you could add, let's say, the stock market, or you can only have two widgets here at a time. So that's all the colors. So you have to adjust accordingly when it comes to that. So, and I've got a bunch of other customized. My wife's picture there. You got all kinds of backgrounds here, and you can do it to any of these pages. So if you go back, like on this one, I can customize this, change the colors. This one's flashing between the colors. You can flip to them. It's really kind of a fun way of being able to customize. It was so dull over the many years with the iPhone where you really couldn't do a lot of customizations in here when it comes to that. So it's definitely something that's of interest. Um, so that's the customizations of the home page. I'm going to go back to the one I like, which is this one. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the control center. They've really done some amazing updates to the control center. For those of you who like to be able to go in and make customizations to the control center, you can now. So if you tap and hold, as you're seeing, it's showing these grab bars here at the top, so I can actually grab one of these buttons to make it bigger or smaller. You can adjust them accordingly to however you want how the widgets are. And you can remove any of these widgets too that are in the control center. The things that you may not use all the time. I might not use focus mode that much, so I'll remove it. I don't really care about that so much. But you got the calculator, you got the QR code scanner that's built here as well. But you see, it's got all these shadows of other buttons. So what I can do is you can tap here on the left side and actually bring up some of the different control center buttons that can come up and what they'll look like. And you actually can customize these pages too, just by going in here. But if you want to add a control, there's a multitude of controls, as well as being able to search for a control here. But you actually can thumb through here and actually look at some of the different widgets that are available. Like display and brightness is something that's pretty common. Going through like a Gemini, because I have Gemini installed, you can add some of these things. Chat GPT is good. I think some has it may not. Music. So you can actually go in and add all these very easily when it comes to the 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 way the widget goes. Like if you use the alarm clock all the time, now you can add the alarm clock right there as a widget. Now, if you want to make it bigger, you can move it and move it to different buttons here if you want. You can move them anywhere you want. You can move them up and down. Um, let's say you don't want this button to be so big, you can actually make it smaller by dragging it across, and I might not like that one. Those are set, but I can actually go in and make any of these buttons. Whoops, a little bigger if you wanted to. Like here, that's highlighting what the screen mirroring is. If I was going to turn on screen mirror, which I'm actually doing right now. So and and the other thing too is you can add multiple pages. So you can have all these different pages. If there's something here you want to make smaller, you can actually go in here and change these and add a control in here if you wanted it to here. You can do that very easily. And it makes it super easy. And here's more pages of controls. So they've really gone crazy wild on this control center. I think it's a lot of cool things that they've added here when it comes to that. And you're seeing as I tap here, it's still got that liquid display view here when you tap and save it. So some cool things here in that view. Um, if I go into settings here, I'm going to actually talk about a little bit about if you type in liquid, I believe that's the way easy. Yeah. So it's easy to get to liquid glass. Now, this is a new feature in 26.1, which is the current version of iOS, but of course I'm on 26. So this is the place where you actually can change it. If you don't want clear, you actually can go in here and turn it on to tinted, so it's a little darker. So if I've got it on tinted now, you go to the page, see how much darker it made that glass there at the bottom of those four icons I have. And then if I go back in there again, you can actually go in and change it back to clear, however you like it. They didn't have that feature before when iOS 26 first came out. A lot of people were like, I'm not a huge fan of liquid glass. I kind of like it. I'm getting used to it. I think it's kind of a fun way to have have some visibility. And of course, in the display and brightness, you can do a lot of different adjustments here, including uh, changing the text size, and you can go into light and dark mode. I'm a fan of dark mode, easier on the eyes, but some people like the light mode, so that's what's nice to be able to customize it any way you'd like. So that is in a nutshell really what liquid glass is. I want to talk a little bit about Safari, and I'm going to just put up a homepage here, which what the heck, I'll put my podcast up here. So you actually can go in here and you notice that the search bar is now moved down to the bottom. I know a lot of people have we're used to it being at the top. They moved it down the bottom, I believe, on iOS 18, so it really is here now. The other thing you can do here is down here on the left-hand side, you actually can go through and do hide distracting items. You actually can go through and so if there's anything distracting, let me put up a site that can be a little more crazy. I'm trying to think here. I'll just go Yahoo. Uh, and if you wanted to tap here, you actually can change it into in the read mode, or you can actually go in and do for search. The text size can be changed if you want to make it bigger, smaller, just from a tap. Uh, the way the menus and the tabs are here. So now it's, again, as you're noticing, just like I showed you before in Liquid Display, it has that window that comes up. This was kind of a interesting thing because I always wanted to be able to go to all tabs. You have to tap it twice. So if what you can do is you actually can swipe quickly across all tabs while you view a web page, and you can swipe from the search field, and it's quickly to view all open tabs. So if I had multiple tabs open, you actually could search through that quickly. This is actually, let's see. So if I go to all tabs, I can just go in and actually close the tabs. And there's also extensions that gives you very easy accessibility if you want to browse the types of extensions that are available, depending on it gives you recommendations, as well as, like, I have 1Password installed on this phone, so I can actually click the cloud, and it's on other devices because it's probably picking it up on my other iPhone, as well as on my iPad. So if you wanted to add those extensions, those browser extensions, you can. The bookmarks are all here readily available here, where you can actually see things, and those are all here as well. Very easily accessible, and it does give you. It's a lot less buttons. You can hide buttons, so you don't have as much uh, distraction when it comes to that. So that's some of the interesting things here. Um, so let's talk a little bit about the phone. The phone has changed quite a bit because it now has, in the setting apps, you actually can change it in the phone, if you want to screen unknown callers. So if you get a caller, it'll screen it, and then let me show you how to get to that. So to get to that, I'm in settings, and you can scroll all the way down towards the bottom here and go into apps, and you can go down to the phone, which will be towards the bottom here. Go into phone, and down towards here are some of the settings that you can change. And here is the screen unknown callers section here. So now you can actually click never if you don't want anybody. Calls from unsaved numbers will ring, and missed calls will display on the reasons list. You can do ask a reason for calling. It's going to give a voice and actually ask the person, what's your reason for calling, and it'll record it, and then be able to and it'll ask more information before the iPhone rings, and then that's basically like part of the call. You also can set it to silent if you want to. From unsaved numbers will be silenced. Go right to voicemail, and it'll display on the recents list, so you don't have to listen to it. So if you see a number and then you see later that it's something common, you can do that. And here's some of the other call filtering that's available now. It's the unknown callers, or if you miss calls, and the voicemail from a numbers will be moved to the unknown callers list. So the caller list will have a filter where it says unknown callers. I've found that to be pretty handy, especially when you get calls, spammers all the time calling you. They've really done a really good job of filtering this down here. And then spam, if anybody, in my case, I have T-Mobile, so it depends on your carrier. Uh, Calls will be identified as spam or fraud by T-Mobile, will be silenced, sent to voicemail, and then moved to the spam list. So depends on your carrier, but I think most of the big ones like Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile do provide that. Uh, you can do call blocking identification, displayed verified caller information, and logo identified by the Apple Business Connect or T-Mobile. So you can have that on. I leave that on as far as that goes. So they've done some pretty good things when it comes to doing the screening of callings, or screening of callers, when it comes to that. The other feature they have, and I don't know if I was going to be able to demo it, but it is it's going to be the way you actually can you actually can look at the call while they're recording the message. Actually, it's like a call, like a call screening. That's the one it is. I'm sorry. So that call screening is available as well on this. And then here it shows some of my favorites as far as my calls go. This is a new feature in iOS 26.2. You actually can, if I remember, you can do. Nope, there was a way to change this a minute ago. Yep, I won't mention that. It was I did it earlier and it's now not working. So let's see. So I won't worry about that. So let's move on to the messages. Some new things that have changed. Now in the Messages app, let me see. I have a message in here. I was doing a test. You are now able to change the backgrounds on the messages. It's kind of cool to be able to customize that. So if I tap my name up here at the top, if you're seeing this in the backgrounds, you have the info, but I can tap backgrounds. So here are the backgrounds. And here's some suggested ones. You also can add a photo to that. If you wanted to use the app playground where you can create your own photo, you could put that as well. So let's say I want to put this background to the with water, and I change it out here. Well, now when I go back here, that's what you're going to see. You both will see this. So assuming both of you are on iOS 26, you'll be able to see the backgrounds here. So it's a little more fresher and easier. This might be tough on the eyes, so you may not like this. So you can actually go back in here and change it again. Maybe you just want a simple color. You can change it that way, and there's all kinds of different colors you can change to if you wanted to. And that gives you the backgrounds. So here's kind of a fun background here. You can go through. That's the playground with that. But there's all kinds of backgrounds you can do. Customize it. It's kind of fun to look at that. And you can do the photos too. So there's other thing I can actually tell you is you can actually do a poll. And the way to get to that poll is if you click the plus here. If you see the plus here down here towards the bottom is a poll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say coffee. If I could spell right, or tea as a second choice. So again, it's got to be somebody that has iOS 26. So you can do this, and then you send it, and then I can pick which one I want. So I'll say coffee. And then if I go to my other phone here, maybe this demo might actually work, but we'll see. Yes, it will. And then my other one's going to say tea. And it should send it. Yes. So you see, oh, it didn't keep it. There we go. And so the other one picked tea, the other one picked coffee. I picked coffee, and then my other phone picked tea. So now you can send polls, allows you to be able to do those kinds of polls. And then you also can add more choices if you want, if you want to broaden out the polls in here as well, which is kind of cool. It's kind of fun. And the other thing that they've done as far as that goes, let me get another test here. Some text here. Text here some real quick. We are doing a demo. They've changed it. We'll get there. All right, close that. They've changed it now where you actually can tap on the message and do a better job of actually selecting the text. Because before you had to, you can just select the whole thing. Or now what you can do is you actually can do the grab bars and be able to select just a certain part of something. Like if you're trying to search for something, if someone sends you, let's say, a name of a location and you want to search for it, you go into select and it's going to bring down the buttons here, and you should be able to grab that and then be able to add that. So that's another thing that allows you to do is to adjust that selection. That's the handles that allows you to be able to grab and then tap copy. Um, Also in the message app, if you have any blue bubbles, you also have a possibility of translate. There is a word there, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull off this demo, but we'll see. Yes, so if you tap something, let's say you want to translate this into a different, translate this message. This gives you the option, and then you have to click continue, and then and this is doing it in Spanish. So if I want to do it in Spanish, I can copy that translation and then paste it, and then send it. This is the Spanish version of saying we are doing a demo. And then when they type back, they can type back in Spanish, and it will translate it back for you. So they've added that feature where it allows you, and you can add multiple languages. It has that way of doing it. So it's definitely something very cool when it comes to that. So um, we also have and you see here now that it's in Spanish, the last message here too. So it does do a really good job of going through the translation process and giving you those options when it comes to that. So so let's go in and talk a little bit about screenshots. Now, screenshots in itself have changed dramatically. Let me go and find a picture. So let's say we don't know what this picture is. So if I'm going to do a screenshot, as you know, when you do a screenshot, you press the volume up button and the sleep button, and it takes a picture. So you have down here at the bottom, if you see this here, you have ask and search. So you can actually tap this and say ask, and what it'll do is it'll go out to ChatGPT and ask for more information about this photo. And you can go in, and I gotta set this up and enable it. Where is this? And you tap button, and then and there it tells you where that's the San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles County, California, and gives you the distance. So that is pretty cool that you can do that very easily. And then you also can search Google for other pictures that match it. So there you go. It did pick those pictures and pick the same Silicon Valley area, and it's got some Google pictures here, and you actually can pick those and take a look and see, oh yeah, that is the right picture. So if you have any pictures that you take, it's going to let you do that. So that's a very powerful way that they've added this feature as far as search goes, and being able to do it visually. And you can put this as full page or screen. You can go right in here cropping at the same time. So you actually can. And then this is the other tricky thing that's gone with screenshots. You were so used to tapping the check mark and then saying, okay, what do you want to do with this? Well, they've changed that now. So if I don't want to save this at all, I just tap the X on the top button, and there you go. It's gone. And let me just type in.
Hey, David,
Yes, go ahead.
excuse me for a second. That
Yeah.
you may not realize that because you're not from this area, but that the San Fernando Valley and Silicon Valley are what about
Okay,
5
so
miles
they did
apart?
make a mistake. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you for
That's well, it's
correcting me.
not your
Yeah.
fault, but I just
I don't know California as well as you do, of course.
no, of course not. And we're in the middle of Silicon Valley. Most of the people
No,
that
thank
are
you for correcting
attending
me.
this.
No, I appreciate that.
Oh, it's not you. I mean, wasn't it the AI that said that you
Yeah,
when you said,
ChatGPT made a mistake, and that just kind
yeah,
of shows you with
yeah,
AI how uh, it's not it's
perfect.
not as foolproof as you think it would be.
Yeah. So it's worth it's worth noting really for all of us, right?
Oh,
So
absolutely,
it's like,
absolutely.
so
So it's
okay.
like, all right, so now I'm doing something in Chicago that I know here. This Chicago Bears, but you may not know what this is, so I'm going to do it again here, and did a screenshot. And in this case, I'm going to ask to say, what is this? With ChatGPT. And now you would think ChatGPT should know this. There you go. It knows it's the Chicago Bears and an NFL football team, their logo. So uh, so that works, and you actually can give it feedback. If you saw, I just typed it at the top there and checked it off and say, "Yep, that's correct." You can help it be better when it's looking for things here. So a couple other things down here you can do as well in screenshots. You actually can do the markup, of course, and they have a new feature in here now where you can actually go into the colors and start setting the markups. You actually can also add image descriptions. You can add text. A lot of that stuff is the same. Does give you all the options of editing in here as well. Now the page up button here, this actually gives you a very easy way to be able to send it to somebody, as well as airdrop it to somebody. Like if I wanted to airdrop this, I can go send it to my Mac Mini right here, right that I have now. So you have those options. Uh, and so they've really done a little more robust job of using the screenshots, and screenshots work really well when it comes to that. And then here you see it brings up that same liquid glass display the way it brings up menus. Um, and you can delete the screenshot right from here, or in this case, like I said on the top left here, you just tap the X and it just disappears. So it's a single step. A lot of times you may just want to look at something, or you may want to save it. Now you have an option to do it rather quickly when it comes to that. Um, let's go in here and talk a little bit about the clock. They've done some great things with the clock when it comes to um, some new features in the clock. And let me get to it. First off, I don't know about you, but I'm not a huge fan of the way they changed this icon. It's hard to see it, and the old one used to have bigger numbers and such, and now it's just got the analog on it. But I guess it works. But it does have the second hand that's moving at the same time animated. So if you go into the clock here, now here you got all the timers, and here's the timers you set. You got the stopwatch, the alarms, and the world clock. Um, so if I want to set up you can set up in health, or you can just create a new alarm. So let's say I want to set an alarm for 6 a.m. tomorrow, and you can just allow you to snooze. So you see down here now, as the snooze duration is changed, you can actually change it to longer or shorter times. So those of you who like to do snoozing for really long, you can go all the way up to 15 minutes. Or you can do it up to 5 minutes. This is a new feature where they've added so that you can snooze for a certain amount of time. So this was set to 9 minutes. I'll tap that checkbox, and then it gives you the options to be able to change that duration. And you can tap in and change it at any time, and then there you go. So that's one of the newer features that it added when it came to uh, uh, hitting these some of these of these features as well. So let me go over here and check here. We're going to go to next. So let's take a little bit more deeper look at some of the changes in the apps. You're noticing here that the music has changed a little bit. This is the music app. Um, it's all fluid here. See how it moves across the bottom here as you're going through each button. It shows your library, what you have here. And if you long press these tab bars, you can get to these things as well. And it does give you, so if you tap search, it's much easier, more fluid. So it does give you a lot more in the way of the way this looks when it comes to that view. So the other one I'm going to show is the camera app. The camera app has changed pretty dramatically here. This one, of course, is only the 16E, so it's not going to be the full out ones that 17 has. But you have video, audio. You have the new menus here where it gives you the live settings, the timer, the exposure, aspect. So you've got the aspect ratio when you're doing a selfie. They've changed that, so you can change that. So it does give you some more options when it comes to adjusting with the camera. So another thing that they've added is they've got the games app. It's now segregated into being just games. Not all of you are probably into games. If you click continue, it's got all these games here. So my favorite is the solitaire because I have a subscription to with my Apple One subscription, so I have access to Apple Arcade. So they've put this in places where pretty much any of the games that you have now are in a single place. It wasn't like that before. You had to actually go to the app and download it from the App Store, and then have it as a game, and you would go from within the App Store. If you go into the App Store, um, you would have the arcade here, and be able to get to the arcade games, but then you'd have to install them. Whereas the games app is giving you a place where you actually can um, look at it firsthand, and it gives you it gives you a better place as far as that goes. Um, as far as audio recording, I think it's been a better way with doing audio recording. Like if you're going to do the recorder app here, the voice memos. They've added spatial audio, studio voice, and enhanced sharing. So you have those capabilities as well, which gives you some new ways of being able to record. You actually can do your location for where you're located, and I can say allow while using the app. And then you also can enable iCloud syncing. So if you want those recordings synced, you can do that as well. So you can use the S lady, I'll say S that if you want to record a voice memo, you can ask it to do that for you uh, without having to come in here to do it. So they've added that feature as well, and it does have a lot of very cool things here when it comes to um, all the different things that you can do. Um, went through a lot of stuff so far. Is there anybody out there that has any questions so far?
I got a question.
Mhm.
If you get get a phone with iOS 26, and then I've got a desktop, it's got an Intel chip on it, and it's got older software. Uh, what about the communication between the phone and my desktop?
That shouldn't be a problem because it's all you're really communicating is with iCloud. Airdrop is still compatible. How old is your Intel Mac? Is it what version of Mac OS is it running?
Okay.
What do you know how old your Mac is?
Around 2017
Okay, so you're
for the
probably at
desktop. But
maybe
my yeah,
know
but
about
my iPhone I got to change out because it's a 10 Max.
Oh yeah, so you won't be able to run
Yeah.
iOS 26. So this is all new for you. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff I showed tonight won't apply to you because you have to stay on the older operating system. Someone else had a question?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
But Beverly is my name, and
Hi, Beverly.
here's my question.
Mhm.
When I go to contacts on my phone,
Mhm.
and then I pick one, it shows it in purple. It's like a purple screen is over it. And I can't, and then the notes are in white type, and I can't read them. I mean, I have old eyes. So this purple makes it very hard to see. And I have to hit edit in order for everything to change to black print. How can I get rid of the purple and the white?
It'd be hard for me to answer because it's something that I would probably have to visually see how it's set. Is it just the contacts app that's a problem, or maybe Linda, you have something?
I only see it in the contacts.
I also have purple. I mean, I was just checking mine to see, and it looks like that may be the default. So all right, so because yeah, I see the purple. Now, if there is hit edit, it does, but the edit is for editing.
Go back to if you don't want dark mode,
Oh, that's a thought.
to set it to default. So the
Can
way
you
I
do
did,
that on a per app basis, or do you need to do
no, I
how
don't think so, because
how would
I don't want to.
okay? How would you do that? Tell me. Just
Yeah,
instruct me and Bev, and I'll go along.
Hey, no, I'm trying to just bring it up here. I just have contacts in there. I don't want to actually show people my contacts.
Right.
Um, I mean, just pick one I don't care about here. So are you talking about that color?
Yes, that's what
Okay.
you need. The purple. It's
So, do you have any notes on there where it would? Well, actually, the phone number was in white, but I could read yours.
Oh, I don't care. This is insurance. You can call
Yeah,
me off.
no, but
But yeah, it's kind of strange that. Oh, here's the avatar you can change, but I don't know. This might be.
hey, hang on.
Oh, that might.
Yeah, that purple is going to be a generalized thing from that photo. So if you change the
Right.
or color, the background should go with it.
Right.
So how would you do that? Hit the edit button here? How would you
yeah.
do that?
So I'm in the contact here now. And if you go into the edit button up here and I tapped on this, and you can change the avatar or create a poster to it. If you don't want an avatar, you also could put photos. Let's say I want to add this as a photo for this, and I just use that photo. And then I choose it. And then I just click OK. And then done. And so now it kind of changed it to gray. So
How did you get there? I didn't.
sure.
I touched edit, and it just shows me all the information in black and white.
Yeah. So what I did was I tapped edit here, and then I went to choose a photo into photos, and I can also go into I did customize. You also can take the picture, because that's what I did. Let me go back.
You tapped on the photo to edit the photo.
Yeah.
Tap this.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah. And
What
then
happens if I hit that? And I'm gonna say just click that.
Yeah.
And then go back. Done.
yes, I'm sorry. Here we go. Because so then when you tap edit, I tap the photos button here, and then I chose the camera as my choice of a photo here. And in here, I'll pick my AirPods here as a photo. So I took the photo here, and I can tap use photo. It changes it. So now see, this is a white background. So it's all really on the basis of what the background of the photo is. So if I tap choose, and then tap the check the mark, and then choose that poster, it all it really did was, see how it changed the color. So now it's got the picture of the. So what that basically is if you want to have a contact of somebody, you're going to see your full face. So if I choose my contact now, I'm going to undo that because it's going to show the numbers. If I were to create a contact and I want a picture of myself, I guess I can let me create a contact and do it that way. Recent, okay. Contacts. Go to all contacts, and then I want to add a contact. Here we go. So I'm going to add a photo. So I can go photos, and I'm going to do camera. So then I'll take a picture of my face here. You flip it. There's got my face there. There you go. And then it's gonna. I'll just choose that. That looks kind of crazy, but okay. And done. So that's what it did. It created. It's going to create an image of something. If you already have an image of somebody, of course you can add that. Like if you have grandchildren or anybody you want to add that photo, you could do that too.
Click
That's what you're going to see when you look at the contact now.
When you click the check mark, your name is your name still in. So
I didn't type my name here, so I'm going to type it now.
I was just wondering if the name is still. See, all right, it says Dave. Now that's still in reverse type. Bev, is that, and it has a blue background you can see down at the bottom. Is that legible for you? Bev?
Yes,
Okay. All right, then that'll work. Then that is
but
the way to do it.
I can read most of what is on the contact until I get to notes, because sometimes I'll have extra things like
Mm.
a code or something that I need real quick to get in a door or whatever, and I can't read it because it's in white, and it only seems to be in white in notes,
You
and the
know,
purple haze is over the whole thing.
interesting. I'm looking at mine, and mine is showing my notes in black, not in white, not in reverse type. In notes. So another thing you could do is go to accessibility maybe and make some changes there.
Yeah, I'll show that. You go into
Okay.
settings here, and then easiest way to do it is go under accessibility. So what I did is I went into settings, and then I go under accessibility, and then here are some of the accessibility features you can change. This is the vision, so you can change
Display and text size.
displays
maybe?
and text sizes. You can start checking some of this. If you'd rather
Mhm.
bold text, larger text, you can reduce the transparency.
Yeah,
This
see,
is
that-
actually a good
not-
tip here too,
not in
reduce the
notes,
transparency.
She's concerned about.
So if you go into here, I can turn this on and it'll reduce what the liquid display is doing, and liquid glass does. So if you don't want that, you can. So there are lots of visual. I mean, that's what Apple's done a great job of is going through and actually giving you some really great settings as far as for accessibility. This is a good place to look if it's going to help you with visual, especially.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah, Bev, if you play with it after David is after the presentation, it would be fun to play with afterwards. If
Yeah.
if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. Thanks for the information.
Not
Do
a
you wanna-
problem.
Mhm.
So we're going to go into, I'm going to look at the lock screen and and actually go into camera. So let's go here and the lock camera swipe. Yes. So if you see here, there's a section here, lock screen swipe to open camera. So that's turned on by default. And what I mean by that is if I'm in the lock screen right now and I can bring it back, you can swipe to the right and it automatically brings up the camera. You don't want that to happen because anybody could pick up your phone and they know if that's turned on, you swipe like that, I can take a picture, see? And then you swipe it back up, it brings it back, but it's going to keep it locked. So if you don't want that, when you go into the settings under camera, you turn the lock screen swipe to open camera off. I toggled that off there. So that gives you the option to turn that off, so then it keeps it more secure. You don't want anybody to pick up your phone. And I know like family members and people like to have fun. We've done that. I remember we've done that with Chuck Joyner before. We take pictures of, I think Allison's done that. She's taken pictures of herself and put it on his home screen. So you can kind of do that secretly without knowing the passcode. So if you might want to turn that part off when you do that. That was a new feature that they added in iOS 26. The other thing I'll talk about too is in phone. We go back into phone. This was the way to get the phone is you go into settings under apps and then you just go down to phone. It has a new feature called haptics. So and it's been kind of interesting to see where you actually you can it kind of vibrates. It kind of threw me off for a while. I have it on. I don't mind it. And what that does is when someone answers, you'll feel it. It'll do a little tap to tell you that that person answered, which is kind of cool. It gives you that option. So when someone answers, you know they answered because you feel that haptic feedback. You can turn that off by going in here again. I went into settings, scroll all the way down to apps, and then go into phone. You just turn that haptics off. Then that isn't there anymore if you decide you don't like that. So as far as that goes, that's something that you can do as well. The other thing they've done, I did talk about alarms and timers before, and I don't know if I can demonstrate that real quick here. Is let me add an alarm here real quick, and just set it for 10:21. And when this goes off in a minute, they've resized the snooze button. So the snooze button is much bigger, and I don't know if I'm a fan of it because I would get up and want to turn the alarm off. And now I have to, then when you're half asleep, and as I have my phone on my bedside all the time. So when this pops up, it it it's a big snooze, and it snoozes, and then you thought, oh, I thought I turned it off, and I guess it's in place because you want to prevent it from uh, snoozing, so prevent it from turning it off, and then you don't get the alarm if you didn't set a second alarm on here. And it it is a cool way to so it's going off right now, and let's see if it's showing. No, so much for that idea. But trust me, it does show a snooze bar at the bottom and allows you to be able to much easily snooze. Um, Apple Intelligence did add a bunch more languages in 26. So you got all kinds of other languages, including Danish and Dutch and Norwegian, and all kinds of others if you got into that. The AirPods, if you have the AirPods Pro 2 or 3, they do have that live translation availability. I still haven't done it, and I may want to, I may be doing a segment on my show to talk about this even more, because I still haven't had the chance to talk to somebody and be able to translate it. If you saw during the Worldwide Developers Conference, they demonstrated how someone could be talking to somebody in a different language, and you have your AirPods on, and it's automatically going to translate for you. So that's called live translation. That is available, and this is in 26 as well. And AirPlay is now you'll be able to do auto mix transitions when you're playing music over an AirPlay 2 compatible speakers. It does transitions, and a lot of other things. The settings app is actually they've done a lot of realignments. The home screen folders have done some realignments. So you're starting to see a lot more differences as far as that goes when it comes to um, that. They did some differences as far as the background security improvements, since it's in the privacy and security option. What you can do is here, you can actually go into the settings and go into the security. Let me go back here and go into general, and that's what goes that? That goes into the settings feature app, and it toggles the automatic download to install security improvements. So this is part of the revamp security process here. Let me get that goes here. Yeah, so you can. This is basically what this is the security improvements. I wouldn't touch this. You should have that automatically installed because there are some security improvements that it adds. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. So yeah, there's been quite a bit of different things here. Let me talk about 26.1 a little bit here. I talked about the camera swipe, and these were all those things I just talked about, was with the phone haptics, the alarm. That was all 26.1, and it was just added with the new features that I just talked about earlier. So you've got that. And then I'll leave with this, but this is actually since there is I do have 26.2 beta 3 installed on this phone. You can kind of see this real quick here. They did add a new airdrop functionality where there's a way to provide a way for two people to share files temporarily without having to add another one in the contacts. So basically what you can do is go through here and add shareable codes. So you can do like a secure code and be able to do an airdrop share with that code if you want to share the same file with two people instead of having to do it one by one. It does have that option, and then the code is sent to that second person. So giving you a little more flexibility options when it comes to doing airdrop shares. Uh, they did add some as far as in the developer notes here that you're going to see some hypertension notifications for the health app. You're going to see some more of those notifications coming up. Again, this is beta, so it's definitely different as far as what's happening here. In liquid glass settings, they've added a new option where the tinted option is that reduces transparency, but there's a warning that the tinted options can't be used in tandem with the reduced transparency or increase contrast accessibility settings. So they found there was an issue with when you use the tinted option, and we're using those items in the accessibility section here. So overall, there hasn't been a lot of huge changes in 26.2 when it comes to that. But I think it just has just a tremendous amount of all kinds of things that have been added across the board when it comes to iOS 26. Um, Anything else that you might want to see before I get close to wrapping up here? Where you had any questions, concerns? Everybody who's got older phones are going to run out and get a new iPhone, right? uh, I absolutely love the iPhone 17, and I think the color on the 17 Pro Max is I have it on my camera here. It's absolutely I'm enjoying this color. I didn't think I would, but some people like it, some people don't. It's really working really well for me, and I've been pretty happy with it. But iOS 26, a lot of change, and that's what's good. Apple's trying to continue to evolve with all the things that they do over the years. We've seen so many changes over so many years of us all having iPhones. That it has some great things here. So, any more questions? All right, let me throw up my closing slides here real quick. So this was the grid that was shown at WWDC. So I want to just kind of share this again to see what they talked about. I hit a lot of things on here as well. One thing I didn't mention here is the hold assist. Has anybody tried that before? It's kind of worked pretty well. I was sitting on hold waiting for a pharmacy, and I must have had it on hold for like 5 or 10 minutes, and it says I'll call you once once you start hearing them saying, and you see this picture here, hi, this is customer service, how may I assist you? Then you can then pick up at that point instead of having to sit on hold and waiting the whole time, which is kind of cool. I didn't mention CarPlay. There's tapbacks that are available in
Dave?
CarPlay now. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. The hold assist thing, how did you do something to make that come up?
It automatically senses it, which is kind of cool. So when you're on hold, all of a sudden there's going to be a button on the bottom left, and you tap it, and then it's going to bring up that hold assist. That means you're going to engage it. Say, hey, yeah, I want you to put me on hold assist, and once that person answers, then you'll get the option here, like it's showing, to be able to pick it up.
Okay, now what I had happen, let me see if I can describe this because it's been a bit. But what I had happened is it said something about, do you want to make it quiet?
Right, and it's
Right.
quiet, so you don't have to hear the music playing.
Right, the music or whatever. But when they come up and they go, your call is important to us, blah, 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 it goes away. And there was not a way to say,
Oh, I see what you mean.
yeah, to make it engage it.
Did it stay? So you were still able to hear the call? It wasn't silent until you said the silent?
I mean, it's silented until the recording comes up and goes,
I see.
Hi, this is Joan.
Yeah.
Your call is important to us. That bunch of crap.
I hear you. Yeah, I haven't played with it too much. I tried it like once or twice.
All right.
So
Okay.
but
all right.
It's something to play with to see how it works for you when it comes to that. So
All
this
right.
was a lot of the things here, and even I captured this a little bit just to kind of see some of the other things that they had mentioned that we didn't talk too much about. I could go on forever. There's so much stuff to talk about here, and it just has a lot of pretty amazing things that they've added in iOS 26. Seems like every year as I join you guys, I always find something that's new and fun, and we get to enjoy it together to find out more. Like I said, I could go on for a lot longer. I know we're just about out of time here, so I just want to mention my podcast to make sure everybody knows I'm doing In Touch with iOS, and I have like all my great regular contributors now. The show's been going on close to next year. It'll be 10 years. I can't believe it. I've been doing it for that long here. We've had a blast. Here's some of the folks that joined me, including Jill McKinley and some of you know, folks who went to Macstock. You met her, and Marty Gensius. By the way, Linda, he mentioned you got to reach out to him. He wants to come speak to your group. So I'll give you his information. Okay.
Thank you very much. I would love that. That would be awesome.
Because I was just on Vision Profiles because I do Vision Profiles with him since I have a Vision Pro. I've been joining him, and Eric Bolton there's on the bomb there, and you may know Guy Searle there. He's joined us, as well as of course our friend Jeff Gamet, and Dr. Leonard joins me a lot too. So we got a great panel of guests that I have every week. So come join us. There's the website youtube.com/intouchwithios, and then my website intouchwithios.com. Record on Thursday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time, so you can always join us live. So we have a blast. I will definitely email his information to you. I know
Thank you. Thanks,
you're
Dave.
excited about that, Linda. You saw him at Macstock, and he
Yeah,
told me
yeah.
he's waiting for an invitation. I said, I make sure I'll tell Linda.
Oh, thanks very much. I had no idea. I would have.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I will get that off to you.
Thanks.
And that's it. I appreciate your time today. I hope I got some things you might have picked up this time around. And I always love talking to you guys, and I want to make sure I'm here anytime. Do you want anything else to talk about? I'm always here to do my thing with you guys.
Great. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You know.